Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Planet Zoo. This is the Silk Road Zoo. And in today's episode, we are going back into conservation. We will be doing the Indian Rhino, or also known as the Greater One-Horned. They are really a special species and honestly, well, okay, they are vulnerable. It says here the wild population is 2,500, but I've been on the rhinos.org to do a little bit of research. They are absolutely exceptional. So the Indian rhino is basically, rhinoceros is Greek, so rhino means nose and ceros means, horn. So it's horn on a nose, if that makes sense. And then there are the rhinoceros unicornus. So obviously uni is one, and cornus also means that's bad. Also means horn. So they are the one horn nose animals. So it's actually quite special. That one is very small. That one's got lovely immunity. Right, so they grow up to about 2,700 kgs, the male ones, and then the females go, I think, 1,800 kgs. Essentially, that is what, 1.8 to 2.7 tons. It's absolutely huge. But you'll see in a second that the Indian rhino is actually... Which one am I going to use? I want to use the concrete one. Okay, so they are really exceptional animals. So they have this tank-like look to them, which I think is really cool. And a little bit of fact about them is that in the start of the 20th century, there were a beautiful amount of not just the Indian rhino, but rhino in general. There were about 500,000 rhino in the world. Okay, this is going to be a bit big, but I don't mind it too much. And then, so essentially it was 500,000 of them. And then at the, I think, 1970s, there were only 70,000 of them remaining. So that is absolutely ridiculous, the amount of poaching, and not naturally it's also displacement and all those type of things which they have to go through due to farms and human intervention, etc, etc. So it's actually quite sad to think about it. And then on today, the population stands at 25,000 rhino worldwide. So that is absolutely horrible if you think about it. They've been really the biggest struggle obviously is poaching, where every 15 hours a rhino dies due to poaching. So especially if you think about that's fine. The idea that these animals are being used for something as silly as an aphrodisiac, something that's made out of exactly the same thing as your nails. Let's be honest, it's a little bit ridiculous. Well, very ridiculous, and so sad to see them going through all this suffering. But they're wonderful, wonderful animals. Let's see, just want to get this one a little bit more like this. There we go, just a little bit of a ramp there. But yeah, today I thought, you know what, let's just dedicate our episode to the rhino out there. And if you want to, you can definitely feel free to go check out rhinos.org. I'm definitely not sponsored. I don't think they would sponsor someone, to be quite honest, but I mean, yeah, I just thought I would mention that they are absolutely wonderful, wonderful animals, and going through so much due to humans being, I would say, specious, to be quite honest, where we believe that we are greater than animals and all that. We're really not, to be quite honest. Put you one-on-one against any animal out there, you are not going to have a good time. So the idea that we are greater, yeah, maybe we have the brain capacity, I suppose, but some people don't. I'm just saying. But yeah, just the thought of it is quite saddening that these animals have to suffer so much. But once again, if you'd like to go check it out, go on to rhinos.org. They're doing absolute wonderful work. Like the Indian Rhino went from just a mere 100 in the wild to 4,000, I think 4,075 at this moment, which is absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I think it's actually quite a big one, this. So let's just see here. Barriers, we are going to put down the gate over there. That is quite nice. Let's see the size. Size of the terrain is 5,340 square meters. That's pretty decent, actually. Indina. Oh dear, that wasn't supposed to happen. Just took a screenshot. There we go. Indian Rhino. Here we go. Hope everybody is having a wonderful day, and thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to just chill today and make a nice little spot here for the Indian Rhino that we're bringing in. We are also going to require some more utilities over here, so we're going to do a transformer. Not an Optimus Prime type of transformer, just a transformer. To ensure that we have some electricity around here. Let's see, so water treatment is also going to be necessary. No, that's a bit far. That's not what I wanted you to do. There you go. And then I just need to remove that path piece over there. So obviously that's going to be decorated because, man, that is ugly. Just standing here, having a look at that. Yep, horrible. Will they be able to see them from here? Actually, they will. But we're definitely going to close this up because that is quite necessary. What I think right now is, as per usual, what we're going to do is we are going to go over here, staff, and then work zones. Definitely no need to get one extra in there. We're just going to do it like so. Righto. That is decent. Okay. Next up, we need to get ourselves a nice bit of water here because I actually do enjoy a bit of water. So we are going to drop this down over here. I think about this size should do the trick. At the moment, we only have, how many? 3 of them. So it's probably not necessary to have too big of a space, but this is definitely going to give them enough space to grow the population in here. Just have a bit more numbers in here when they are done. Going to get that one over there. Lovely, lovely. So the Indian Rhino is also from India and Nepal at the moment. You do get other species like the Sumatran Rhino as well, White Rhino, Black Rhino, and what's the other one? I can't exactly remember which other rhino species. If you give me just a second, is the Javan Rhino. So those two are the most endangered if you think about it. So Sumatran is at 34 to 50. Remaining in the wild, something like that. Yeah, it should do the trick. So yeah, 34 to 50, I think. And then the Javan is at 50 only. So I mean, that's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Terrain, water area is good. That's lovely. All right, so let's get them in here. Oh wait, there's more. Nice. Okay, so we need to get one more of them. I just need to check this. I forgot to check this. We will have 4 of them, so that's perfectly good. That's perfect as well. Grade 4, that is good. Nepal, India, and Bhutan. So they are aquatic, grassland, and temperate of Asia. I like that. So 1 and up to 2. Okay, so it's not necessary to have that many. We'll still have them all here. It seems like they like to be alone. Okay, so let's just get over here. We are definitely going to add this here little lady. Let's just see if we have a male that has a better... There we go. We're going to get Dev in here as well. Animal trading, animal storage. So we are getting these 2 here. Obviously, we will still add some more in the future. Lovely. Get them there, get them in there. While we wait, obviously they're not going to be too excited about this at the moment. I mean, you'll be fine, come on. Then I just wanted to quickly have a look-see here. So heat map, obviously this is not covering what we wanted to cover. Maybe for the water one, I'm going to put it over here somewhere. I think that's a good idea because that's going to cover this water treatment over here. What we're going to do here is actually do some painting, just the soil. Gotta get that in there. Our horses are about to make... That is pretty decent. Let's go have a look at that. Oh, wow. That was a little bit of a shocker over there. Still one of my favorites. They are absolutely gorgeous. Alright, let's see what's the problem here. So, oh wait, yeah, I forgot about that. So I placed these here, and then the people aren't happy about that because, well, it's too far away from the intended species. But, I mean, you're walking through this area, so I don't see the problem, actually. I've done this one in the previous episode. I think it looks pretty cool. I think it's looking real nice. I'm just gonna peek it through this door. Beautiful. That is looking great. Can we have our rhino, please? There we go. Incoming! Aha, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, naturally, this is a bit too big for just the 2 of them, but I don't mind it. I want to give them a nice area to roam and just run around and all those type of things. Oh, so beautiful. They have this real tank-like feeling to them, which is absolutely wonderful. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to quickly take a look at what they need. Terrain is not great. Soil, they need a lot more of that, so I'm glad that I started on that. Short grass, they can definitely do more of that, so I'm going to do soil over here. And give them quite a bit of soil over here. I think the trees are also not right, but we'll get to that as well. Alright, so obviously we want to add a little bit more here. We're going to add some stones here somewhere, just so that it looks quite nice. And then we're just going to intensity a little bit more so that we can just do a little bit of a brush here with the soil. So soil seems to be good now. I think they get the mud bath as well. Obviously, mud baths are for keeping away insects, etc, etc. So I think that is pretty cool. Is this working? Oh, it is working. Okay. So let's just get rid of that long grass. That seems a lot better. Nice. That is decent. Anything else? Obviously, they don't do the snow. They don't mind sand. Okay, oh cool. We can just add a little bit of that in there as well. We can actually drop that down again. That's a bit much. Some coarse sand over here. Just around the corners and on the edges of the waterfront. That looks lovely. Alright, so let me just quickly move this. I don't want this here. Let's get you away. And then we will go back to facilities. What we're going to do actually is something like that, just to get that in there. We'll get rid of that tree in a second. Just something like that for now. Facilities, water treatment. Just put that over here. That does include water. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. This tree is now in the middle of our walkway. Just want to move that quickly. Move. Thank you, tree. We are not going to get rid of you. We're just going to move you. Lovely. Right, so when it comes to the environment, they're quite actually happy about that. Oh, that's awesome. So there's no need to worry about that. Obviously, we are going to add more. So we're going to do aquatic, we are going to do grassland and temperate and Asia. And then we're going to make it look all beautiful and dandy for them here. I've tried to see this, so this is actually quite something that I want to do because it is Indian themed. I saw these here, but it's a little bit big. Going down a little bit more, let's just go back to all. That's an Indian elephant one. So this is really cool. I mean, if you could just change that into a little spot for them to live in, that would be awesome. I think I might actually do that. It's huge, but I mean, I think it looks pretty cool. Then obviously we can just add more roof on top of that and have them like stay there. I think that is the idea. I think we can put it over here. Lighting. I mean, sure, I guess the lighting is fine. It's not going to harm anyone. These are floating. Oh dear. Well, this one is floating. I think they missed that one a little bit. There we go. Everything else looks pretty awesome. Right, so what we're going to do for that is naturally close that off now. I would like to have a look-see here. So if I go to walls, preferably, roofs and flooring, I think the sandstone, just a plain old sandstone will be good. So I'll just close this up. There you go, close that up. I think it goes all the way, does it? Yes, it does. So we'll just close that one off all the way as well. A little something is missing here, so let's just see here. What is this? Whoopsies. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Get rid of that one. I mean, at the moment, if you go around over here, you can see it there. That is quite nice. I think standard mode. Yep, that's what I want. You can see it from here as well, but I mean, that is going to be good, so we'll do that for them. I think that looks pretty cool. Let's just see one more last thing over here. We are going to quickly go ahead, get species, as we always do. Indian Rhinoceros, there we go. So that is going to give us a good idea of what we need here. I'm going to go with the large bedding for them. It's like a really fancy stable for our little rhino over here. So let's see. So we'll do a little bit over here. I see that's a little bit floaty, but I can fix that. Keep there, and then we'll do that. Let's see if this actually counts as hard shelter for them. Usually when I build it and it's closed off, it does show as hard shelter. Ha! Beautiful, perfect, wonderful. So they are going to stay in there. That is absolutely awesome. Loving it. Now this here, I just want to change the color. No, just the barriers. Edit the barrier. Thank you. All of use. Change color. I think maybe this one. Perfect. There we go. Lovely. How far does this stretch? I just need to check that quickly. It goes up to here. I'll give them information over here, and then we'll probably have to add another transformer there as well. We'll just put on another Optimus Prime in there. I think this looks nice. This is pretty cool. I am loving it. Right, so on that note, it is about time for our time lapse to begin, and this is where we lead the video out on that note. So thank you so much for tuning in, and if you enjoy these videos, feel free to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the Crunchy Captain to become part of the Crunchy community. I will probably start streaming Planet Zoo as well in the future. But anyways, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you legends in the next one. Bye bye.
I can feel you in my heart, you in my arms. I can feel you in my heart, you in my arms. I'm caught in your whispers. There's nothing that I could do to want to escape from you. I'm caught in your whispers. There's nothing that I could do to want to escape from you. I'm caught in your whispers. There's nothing that I could do to want to escape from you. I'm caught in your whispers. There's nothing that I could do to want to escape from you. I